right, welcome back, everybody. For some members first content, this is my Wednesday watch list for new books that are be coming out this new comic book Wednesday, September 6th, 2023. These are the books I'm keeping my eye on, seeing how they're doing. Some are pre-selling pretty good, and just books I want to pick up, want to read, some cool covers, and things like that that I just think of that you guys should take note of. And I figured we'll spotlight it here, run down the list of new books that are coming out this week. So this way you can get a jump on some of these if you are interested personally in adding any to your collection. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. Please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. I know a lot of people watch the show that are not subscribed. Please, I implore you, subscribe. You're missing out on all the other great content that we are doing here on the channel, and we will be adding another big show very, very soon. More on that to come. Might make that announcement once we are in Baltimore. And yes, Rennavision will be in Baltimore. Not just me. Marco will be there, and a few other the guys here on the channel will be down in Baltimore hanging out. So if you were going to be down in Baltimore for Baltimore Comic-Con this week, please hit me up. Let me know. Say hello. Hang out, talk comics, whatever. That said, let's get into this list because we do have a bunch of new books coming out this week, and I don't want to keep you any longer than I have to. Members, I know you usually get this the day before, but I'm running a little bit behind, so you are getting this on Labor Day as well as everybody else, but you will get it a little early. As soon as I'm done, members will get it. Everybody else will have to wait until tonight. And with that all said, without further ado, let's get into it right after the intro. All right, let's see. Where are we going to start off today? Well, as normal, I think we're going to start off with some of the buzz books. These are some books that people have been talking about for the couple of weeks leading up to this new comic book day. You know, with all the FOC shows and all that kind of stuff out there, some of these books people have already been talking about and getting excited for. And these are those books, and we're just going to remind you that it is the week. This is the week they're coming out. Starting off with that Spider-Gwen annual. Everybody's been looking forward to this book for weeks, ever since the cover art was shown by Inhyuk Lee. I think it's Inhyuk Lee, right? Anyway, Spider-Gwen annual #1. This is like a B cover, so you can get a trade dress version of this for cover price. Keep that in mind. But if you do feel like spending and you do like those high ratio incentives, they do have that Virgin 1 in 100 if you really want it. And you got to really want it because it's not cheap. It hasn't been cheap ever since they showed the art. Looking at pre-sale prices, yeah, $150 to $200. A couple pre-sales over the last couple of weeks. Asking prices are $200 to $250 on eBay right now. Even if you go to a lot of the popular online retailers, the big sellers, they have copies and they are also asking close to that $200 mark. So that's for right now. That which is what you got to shell out if you really want this book. I like it. I don't think I like it that much. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it holds. But that's where this book is right now. Another book. Thanks to James Kreider for reminding me about this book. I almost forgot about it. In fact, I forgot about it in the sense of getting the high ratio incentive. But I did grab myself or order myself the 1 in 10 version of Dark Spaces Good Deeds #4. Why? Because I'm a big IDW Good Deeds Dark Spaces fan? No. I haven't even read this title yet, but I do like flops. And this is a flops cover on this 1 in 10. So I ordered one of these. These are selling about at or even a little bit below ratio. So you can still find the 1 in 10s out there. However, James got lucky and pre-ordered the 1 in 50. I forgot. So I do not have the 1 in 50 coming, but the 1 in 50 Virgin could be one of those really, really tough to find books. It really could, because even on eBay, I couldn't find any pre-sales nor any listings. So I don't know how many places would have ordered enough to get this. There were a couple online retailers that had it listed, but they were asking like $100 and close to that. And I can't for that kind of price. It's just too much. That said, I'm going to keep looking. Hopefully I get lucky because I do want to add this to my collection, but I am happy enough to have the 1 in 10. So keep that in mind as another option if you are also a fan of flops. I don't know. I just like it. I like his style. That said, I'm going to go to our not great section. There's not a lot in here this week. In fact, there was only really one thing that was kind of rubbing me the wrong way. And This artist has she got popular there for a stretch. I got a couple of her books because I do like, in general, I like her art. And the artist I'm talking about is Rose Besh. In general, I like her art. I like the anime kind of manga style, but this week she seems to be trying a new cutesy little angle that I'm just not into it. Kind of like the Scotty Young baby covers, which is cool. I like the Scotty Young baby covers, but in that same vein, we're getting these weird little bobblehead dudes. I don't know what this is called. I know this has a name. I just don't know what it is because I'm not a big uh, manga fan. But I'm pretty sure there is a name for this kind of look with the big bobbleheads on this anime kind of style. But we're getting one on Batman, and we're getting one. Is it Chibi? Is that it? Maybe it's Chibi. I don't know. And we're getting one on Poison Ivy. Just not for me. I get it. If you're a fan of it, I'm not going to criticize you for it. I put it in not great just because I just don't. I don't like it. I just feel like it's being done just to grab more cash out of your pocket. We're going to just make a whole nother round of variants because, Jesus, outside of all the incentives that both Marvel and DC are doing, just doing all these side hustle variant sets that they make you go and chase, from these little baby heads to the Scotty Young ones to the action figure covers to we have Hispanic Heritage Month now running through DC, so there's a whole set of those going out, to whatever it might be. There's just too many themes, too many running at the same time. I got nothing against theme variants. I like them in general, but they have too many good running on top of each other, Stormbreakers, etc. It's just too much. It's too much. Like, you're asking people to want to buy 5 to 6 copies of the same book at $5 a piece. That's kind of ludicrous. But that all said, if you like them, go ahead, buy them. I'm not going to say anything bad about that. I'm just saying, personally, I'm just not into it. That's all. That said, what I am into is reading. And this will be my reading list for this week. These are the couple of books I'm going to put at the top of the pile once I grab my new books, because I'm just kind of interested. We got a new Image series starting up this week. Kill Your Darlings. Looks intriguing. It's like 8-year-olds, and they're talking about some ancient evil pulled into this dark saga. So it looks like it's going to be a dark and kind of creepy like story. Kind of into it. This is the cover A. You can get for cover price. There is a foil version of this for a 1 in 25. It is what it is. I'm not a huge foil fan because look how many we're doing. There's too many, but hey, you're into it. The 1 in 25 foil is out there, and well, you can see copies have sold for under ratio and right at ratio as far as pre-sales go, but the asks are right around ratio as well for this 1 in 25. So it's within the reach. It's reasonable if you really want it, but I think it's has a soft market because it's not the highest ratio incentive. That's my guess as to why this one isn't popping as it possibly could, as some of these pre-sales go on the incentives. As you know, a lot of these will sell double ratio before they're even out because FOMO, and people just can't wait, and they want to try to make sure they secure a copy and are willing to pay that premium to do so. There is a B cover. Ryan Stegman. I like this cover. I think it's creepy as hell. I dig it. I could have put it in the creepy cover section, but it's here because it's on my reading list. But this also has an incentive foil version. This is a cover price version, but the 1 in 50 is a foil version of this. And that one is actually doing a little bit better than ratio, as you can see here, with some pre-sales hitting 60, almost $100. And then the asking prices are right around that $100 mark. So asking double ratio right now. Will it hold? We'll see once Wednesday hits, but that's where the market is at right now. So this is why it's on the watch list. I want to see what happens as pre-sales have kind of ticked up as we've gotten closer to release date. Once release hits and copies hit people's hands, I want to see how many more hit the market and what the market decides to do with that. So we'll see. Also in the reading pile is another Image book, as we're getting a follow-up. And we're getting issue 2, basically, to the Sacrificers. So we're getting issue 2 for the Sacrificers. Rick Remender. Pretty cool story. And there were a ton of variants on the first issue. This one, thankfully, not so much. We have one regular cover, and then we are getting a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 20. So if you do like collecting incentives, they are there, but they're not bleeding us dry with a pile of covers, because sometimes even Image does it, because Image has so many great artists who will contribute, and then we're getting like 8 different covers getting thrown at us. I mean, look at all the Battle Chasers covers I had to buy, and they were all good. And me, OCD collector, had to go and buy all of them. And You know, that's me buying one book like 6 times at $4 a piece. Yeah, I can't do it all the time, but hey, it is what it is. But speaking of sacrifices, this will help us also roll into our next segment, which is the later print section. So this is the section of all the second prints, third prints, facsimile reprints, whatever we're getting this week on Wednesday. And I mentioned sacrifices because with issue number 2, we are getting a second print for issue number 1, which is just a recolored version of that first print cover A for number 1, but still pretty cool. And if you didn't get it, here's your chance. Image, as I said it before, Image has not been overprinting their number 1, so we have been seeing more second prints, even third prints, when they sell out of some of these issues as popularity and demand increases over time as people start talking about it, start reading it. We're seeing more of these second prints kind of hitting lately. And it's not the same situation as we're going to get into with the Marvel books, where I feel like they are cart ahead of the horse. They're selling second prints before the book's even out yet, just so they can shill out some incentive variants, which, again, getting ahead of myself. Let's go on to our next one, which is a third print of a book everybody was talking about like a month ago on FOC. Everybody was looking for this third print FOC for Dwellings number 1. It's a recolored purple edition. Yeah, but then they kind of bypassed the regular number 1s and even the second print for number 1 as everybody was jumping and talking about the third print for number 1. Meanwhile, pre-sales on this are right at cover price, which is a steep cover price as it is. This is a $10 book. And if you look right now, there's plenty of copies to be had of this third print for cover. So if you're into it, it's there. But, you know, some of those, even the 1 in 10 on that first issue, could be a little bit pricier. So, I don't know. Maybe we look to park some of your money on the first print more so than the third. But if you want the third, you missed out. Here's your chance to get it at cover, which is $10. And it's still a pretty cool cover if you like the whole horror Harvey kind of style. But with that said, Netflix show released Mech Cadets. We are getting a second print for this new Mech Cadet series. So there it is. It's I think it's just a recolored version of the regular cover. I didn't bother throwing it up here, but that's all we got for Mech Cadets. So if you missed it, go get yourself that second print. Also getting a second print, the new Conan the Barbarian series, which I showed you last week. There was the homage to the poster. This is straight up just the poster art. Straight up just the poster art on the second print. So if you're into it, it's kind of cool. Go get your Arnold. Go get your Arnold cover. This would probably be a great signature series book if you can get it. You get Arnold to sign this one. But that said, this is coming out this week. So like I said, secure your copy if you think you can get Arnold to sign a book for you. I don't know. I'm not a SIG guy, but if I was, this would probably be one I would want to do. Well, it seems a good idea. That said, Heat Seekers, or Heat Seeker Gun Honey, you know, that side whatever mini series. They got really good covers. They're, you know, a little more risque, as you can see here. But there's a second print for that Heat Seeker 1 coming out, which is like a recolored, textured version of that one. If that's cover A, but there's also a virgin version of that cover, which was the incentive. But this is this. I don't know. Like I said, you can see it's a weird recolored kind of remastered version. So that's what the second print cover will look like. If you are into that, go ahead and grab yourself a copy. Next up, going over to Marvel. Before we get into those incentives that are going to annoy me, there are a couple of just regular second prints coming out. We have Ultimate Invasion number 2 getting a second print. Why does the cover image here look weird? It's because it is, like a wraparound, I think like gatefold or something, because it is a much bigger cover to be seen here. So there you go. If you're into it, go ahead and grab it. Also getting a second print for one reason or another. Venom 23. Yay. I think it's just interior art being used on the cover here for this second print. But as you might guess, they are giving us a 1 in 25 incentive cover, which is just a virgin version of this others. I really didn't like these others covers anyway, and just making it a virgin version doesn't really do much for me personally. And you also know I don't really care for these 1 in 25 incentives. I just don't like the idea behind them. I just find it annoying. But hey, it is what it is. It's just it's not for me.
Not for me.
Yeah. That said, let's see what it's doing. On the market, though, This 1 in 25 incentive has pre-sold about 50 bucks, so double ratio. And there is one copy out there looking for $165, which, said it before, that to me seems like it's just a fishing price, seeing who wants to pay that big price tag if they want to get a copy. I mean, yes, it's the only one I can find out there right now. So if you really, really, really want this, there you go. You could really, really, really pay for it if you really want to. But to me, it's still just, they're fishing on that price.
Go fishing.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's up to you to do what you want to do. It's your money. I wouldn't do it, but that's just me. For a multitude of reasons, as I've been running it down this entire time. Don't like that it's a reused art. Don't like that it's a virgin cover of a cover I didn't like to begin with. It's a second print. It's an incentive on a second print. It's just got a lot of things counting against it for me personally. But hey, I'm not the only one who buys comic books, so there's plenty out there in the market who are willing to pay for this book. So yeah, they can have it. That said, I'm going to move on to the next book, which is Incredible Hulk #2. Interior art here being used on this second print cover. It's a good story. I'm liking this read. Go check it out. Read it. Grab the second print if you didn't get that first print for whatever reason. I thought there was enough copies out there. But if not, go get yourself a second print just to read it. That said, if you really, really want to spend money, you can go buy yourself the incentive for the second print, which is the same incentive as the regular version, but it's a virgin version. Yay. I don't know. It is what it is. I did manage to secure myself a copy of the regular incentive right around ratio. I think I paid $27. But hey, if you want it, there you go. If you want it bad enough, it's a cool cover. I like it. That's why I bought it for $27. But this one is pre-selling around 50, almost 60 bucks. One out there asking 90 right now. So while that one is still kind of a fishing price, it's not as bad as that 165, but it still feels, like they're still kind of fishing for that price.
Go fishing.
Let's see if anybody wants to bite and buy that thing for 90 bucks. But with that said, we got another one. And I think I talked about this book already. And I think I've talked about this next book already on the FOC look ahead, doing on the tax show, do a quick little look ahead. And I told you even at that time, I was not looking forward to this. And now the day is here. We have the second print for Amazing Spider-Man #31. All right. The magazine style cover, it's been done a lot lately. Nothing against that if you really want it. I just don't think we needed a second print for this issue. I thought there were a plethora of copies still available for Amazing Spider-Man #31. I don't think MJ being Jackpot is the huge mega hit that Marvel might have expected it to be. Maybe I'm underselling this. Maybe there are huge Jackpot MJ fans out there that I'm just not hearing from, but it just seems like, okay, it happened. Great. But here's the second print. There's also another cover if you want this one. Sure. Can't have enough ASM 300 homages, right? Just can't have enough of them, I guess. I mean,
I've seen you before,
Many, many times we've seen that one before. But, what are you going to do? It is what it is. But having two different covers, I guess, will help them sell that 1 in 25 incentive, which, hey, look, it's a virgin version of the ASM 300 homage.
Again? Seriously?
Yeah, again. But people like it. May not be me, but people do like it because they will spend. As you can see here, people are spending $80, $90 on pre-sales for this 1 in 25 incentive version, and the asking prices are $75, $90, $100 with watchers, etc. So there are fans of this, and as long as there are, and as long as people keep paying these kind of prices, shops are going to continue to order high volumes of these second prints to get these incentive books and pre-sell them to you and pay for all of the cost as it is. I mean, it's not costing the shop anything to do this. It's just your money you're throwing out there. If you're the buyer of these books, it's your money you're throwing out there. And if you want to throw it out there, that's up to you. It's your call. But me, I'm just tired of it. Hope you guys stop. But with that said, I make jokes about the homages like this, ASM 300, but I do like them in general. But a few of these do get done to death, like the 300 and the Spider-Man 1 and the AF-15s, etc. But let's take a look at some homages in the homage section here. These are not all of them. These are just ones that kind of caught my eye, starting off with Peacemaker Tries Hard #5, the penultimate effort. I guess this is the second to last issue of this series. But, pretty fun little kindergarten cop homage there. I mean, they're doing kind of like the action movie thing on these Peacemaker books. So, yeah. I'm sorry, it says cover price, but I don't think this is cover. I think this is the incentive, if I'm not mistaken. It might be cover price. Yeah, no, it is cover. There's a cover price version. Started losing my train of thought. But we're getting another one. So if you're into it, go ahead and pick yourself up a copy. I thought we've had enough of these Disney 100 covers, but nope, they're still rolling at us. They're still coming at us, and we got another one. Daisy Duck here doing her Ms. Marvel impersonation on this What If. Whatever. It's there. Actually, I don't know. It's not even a What If. This is on. I forget what book this is on. It doesn't matter. I'm just getting tired of these things. Personally, I'm just getting tired of them. There's too many Disney covers, and then there's a black and white 1/100 version that nobody wants to buy either. So they keep making them, and a lot of these just sit out there. Go ahead and look. Remember those early ones, the 1/100s. Oh man, people were shelling out $150, 1/100, etc. Look at the last few. Look at the prices in the last few. It ain't quite the same. Granted, there might be less copies. Maybe there'll be a secondary rush of these down the line. I don't know. It's just, to me, I'm over it. And looking ahead to, Whatnot Publishing is still doing homages. They do a lot. And here's another one. And I feel like they've already done the Blade Runner thing, but here we go again. So this Reflection #1 book has a Blade Runner homage. I mean, it's not bad. Pretty good matchup, but I feel like they just did this already on that Wesley Snipes book. No? So to do it again, it's getting tiresome.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
It is, but they keep doing it. So it doesn't, I don't know. Much like the next book, I think I've seen enough of these Star Wars movie poster homages, but completely different, obviously, for the Red Room, Crypto Killers #4. This is a 1 in 15 incentive. But it's still just a Star Wars homage when it comes down to it. So it is what it is, That said, moving on. We're gonna move on from, like I told you, it's not a big section this week for homages, but we do have still some creepy covers. Yes, Night Terror is over, but Halloween is almost upon us, so there are coming a lot of creepy covers that we can talk about. We've already missed some of them. I didn't talk about some of those Stormbreakers covers that Marvel's been doing. Again, these subsets of theme variants. A lot of the Stormbreakers recently in September, so far already, we're leading into September, I should say, were like zombified versions. I think She-Hulk, and there was another one, Wolverine or X-23. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to get into more of those probably as the month goes on and the weeks go on, because I'm probably going to keep this creepy cover section at least through Halloween, because we're going to keep getting them, I think. And maybe even beyond that. Who knows? I like a good horror comic, a good horror cover, something that just makes you a little unsettled when you see it, like this Joker cover. Putting the face back on, it's just something really unsettling about it, but still pretty cool, and the art here is awesome. So, issue 10 of The Man Who Stopped Laughing has a pretty cool cover there, if you're into it, and it's pretty creepy. The next one's a little more on the silly side, but still fits kind of the horror angle, because we got some zombies chasing Silk, but Silk, I think, is #5. Regular cover, you can get it. We have zombies chasing her down, so I threw it in here. Now, this next book actually it does kind of creep me out. I don't know what I'm looking at, this Wolverine, but something about those eyes and that grin, and it's, I don't know. I guess it's some sort of dead, zombified Wolverine here in this Immortal X-Men 15. I think it's issue 15. I don't know. It's a really cool cover, and I think it's just the cover A, but it is kind of, like I said, it's kind of messed up when you really look at it. You look at the detail work there on that face. You want to put your hands up, like, gives you that first person point of view on the cover, kind of like that too. This Banshees title has had some pretty interesting covers as well. This is issue 4 here, and again, I think this is just the cover A, so this is the regular issue. It's all silhouette, so it leaves a lot to be put into your mind, but just the arc of the back and the positioning there with the claws, it's a little spooky. It kind of fits in this creepy cover section, so I liked it. Put it in here, along with this Boom book, Hunt for the Skinwalker, issue 1. yeah, I mean, you see all the eyeballs and the teeth and the mouths, and you got aliens, you got craziness, cabin. It looks like the house from the cabin from Evil Dead. I don't know. Figured it fit. This is the cover A. I'm not sure if there's any other regular variant covers. I can't recall, but I did grab these next because I thought these are interesting. There's 1 in 10 where you get that kind of like spooky eyes in the sky, kind of hovering, hazy kind of vibe. 1 in 10, pretty cool. And you got a 1 in 25 with just those dark red eyes in the back. It looks like a Grim, like this, Sirius Black hiding in the trees or something. I don't know. Werewolf. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on in this Skinwalker book. Yep, I'm going to probably try to check it out. Probably could have put it in the read section, but I like to put it here in the creepy section because some of these covers, again, creepy. You hit on those old notes from when you're a kid, just the darkness and the uncertainty of what's back there, the unknown. And again, if you like that cover array that I mentioned, you can get a 1 in 50 of that, which is, I think, a virgin version of it. So that one will probably do pretty well on the aftermarket eventually, maybe. Right now, I think it's not really doing anything, but we'll see what happens come Wednesday. All right, I also have a new section for you. I felt like it was kind of necessary. I don't want to run down we did do the first appearances before, but not so much first appearances, but new number ones, because we do get a lot of new number ones, and the ones that kind of jump out at me, I figured, hey, let's put them in here. So, new number one section. Let's see what we're getting. These are not all of them. Once again, I'm not doing everything on the full list. Just things that I find personally interesting and want to talk a little bit about is what I'm putting on the list. So, starting off with Masters of the Universe, Forge of Destiny. Pretty cool. Classic image here. Skeletor, you got He-Man, Tila, etc. But I really like the Freddie Williams cover B. As you can see there on one side. Cover C is not too bad either. It's got a different vibe, but I really like that Freddie Williams. I don't know. So I'm probably going to grab that one, personally. But we got that new number one starting, new series. Another new mini, I guess, starting is the Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy. Can't we just call it Silver Surfer? Do we really need to keep doing all these weird subtitle lists? Whatever. So, Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy number one, Ron Lim, classic surfer image. And you got that, that legacy character. I'll probably do that in Dollar Bin Digging. His first appearance, I think, was that annual, maybe? Anyway, we'll get to that another day. Dollar Bin Digging later in the week, maybe. But Ron Lim, cover A. There's a pretty awesome negative space John Tyler Christopher for Thanos. If you're into that, I like these as well, so I'm going to probably try to grab this. So I gave this one its own little separate little call out. And Ron Lim's got another cover, as well as Frank Miller giving us a cover. And there is also a 1 in 25 by Ryan Brown, which is pretty cool. 1 in 25, not selling for anything. It's well below ratio by and large as far as sales go. And the Frank Miller in the middle, it's not terrible. I know I've run him down on some of these recent Marvel covers because they've not been great. And they made the not great section. But just like the Hulk last week, personally, I think with the extra detail of actually having something in the background, Galactus's hand in this case, helps the image seem more complete and less weird. Even though Surfer has the same squatting, pooping kind of look that Wolverine, Daredevil had, and Thing on all those other covers he did. Similar pose, but you put the board, you put the hand behind it, gives a different context. I no longer think he's taking a dump. So I actually don't think this is terrible. It's all right. I'm still probably not going to buy it, but because I want to get the JTC. But if you do like it, you can also grab yourself the 1 in 50 for this book because it's a virgin version of this. And no copies have sold, so I guess nobody's really loving these recent Frank Millers. But if you want to buy one, there's one out there, and they're looking for 110. So,
Go fishing.
That's right. And go fishing. See what happens. See if anybody bites. So, moving to our next book. Birds of Prey. We're going on to Birds of Prey over at DC, starting with a new Birds of Prey series with a whole different lineup. You got Big Barda, you got Batgirl, you got Black Canary, you got Zealot from Wildcats in there, and Harley, because, well, you can't have a team of women without Harley if it's DC, because, well, that's the only one they really like to push anymore. They really like pushing all the Harley books. But that said, Birds of Prey, number one, Dawn of DC, brand new series. Sure, we'll probably give it a look-see. There is a pretty cool art germ cover here coming out as well. There's a Chris Bacalo cover. This ain't too bad. And then there's, I forget who did the one in the middle, but that is a fold triptych, I think, like a fold out kind of cover here. So keep that in mind too. Like it's wrap around and then also folds out. So pretty huge image. Is it Cho? I think this might be Cho. Yeah, it is Frank Cho. So a Frank Cho wraparound gatefold type of cover, pretty awesome as well. I think this one costs an extra buck to get this, but maybe it's worth it. And then we do have some incentives. We have what is kind of a throwback homage, at least to the trade dress of the original Birds of Prey series. In the one in 25, the one in 50 is a black and white version of that Bacalo cover. And then there's a 1 in 100 that is just a weirdly odd colored version of the cover A. Because, well, DC's just been messing with their inks. They're doing all the blacklight looking covers on the thing. So this is now a new thing that DC is going to be trying to do. Weird colored covers. All right. 1 in 100. Not selling near ratio any of these from what I could tell. In fact, there's copies almost half ratio on most of these. So, yeah, if you want them, they're there. Now, up next, Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville, #1. Terry Dodson giving us the cover A. Pretty cool here. There's a few good covers on this book, actually, so it's going to be kind of tough to pick one. It's not because I'm a huge Fire and Ice fan and I can't wait to read this. It's just I like these covers. I like the Dodson. I also like the David Nakayama. That's also coming. And then we also have a Jen Bartel, which is also pretty good. Not to mention, I don't love foil, but we are getting a foil version of the David Nakayama, as well as a sort of callback again on the 1 in 25 here that kind of has that vibe to Justice League International, but without the rest of the crew. Yeah, see? Is it just us? So it's kind of a little callback, so it's not quite an homage. Well, it's kind of a callback, I would call it more of, and then an homage, because it's not like a 1-for-1. It's kind of a callback. So I think it's kind of cool. And then there's also a 1 in 50 for this one as well, which has that kind of old school kind of vibe with a little call out circle box, circle boxes, the little circles with little characters' heads in them. That said, the 1 in 50, the 125, again, ratio or less, easy to find if you're out there shopping for it. 1 in 50, however, a little bit more. Recent sales have been below ratio at $32 one sold for, but then an earlier pre-order sold for $100. I don't know. Current asking prices for what I could find was 90 to 100 bucks. So they are looking for double ratio on this one for right now on the 1 in 50, because they're just, looking to see what they can get with that price.
Go fishing.
I don't know. Not going to get me, but I kind of like the 1 in 25 a little bit. But with all those other covers, I'll probably just grab one of those just because it's more affordable and the art's really good. And even though the movie may not have done that well, I've heard it was good. I'm still looking forward to going and checking it out. My son wants to see it, but Blue Beetle is getting a new #1 this week as well. So, new Blue Beetle series starting up. Here's issue 1. There's a Spanish language version, which I also think is pretty awesome. I don't speak Spanish personally, but for a Spanish character and speak Spanish, I think it's a good thing. I think it makes sense. They should do more of that. That said, there is a B cover, there's a C cover, and then there is that Hispanic Heritage Month cover that I mentioned before as one of the upcoming running themes. I'll probably end up doing a series of, a little run on shorts doing the Hispanic Heritage Month covers once I get the full list. But you're getting all those, as well as, there is a 1 in 25. That once again, it's not selling for over ratio. In fact, it's selling for under if you're into it, but it's out there. So if you want to go buy your Blue Beetle stuff, now's the time. Speaking of the Hispanic Heritage Month, we're going to get into our regular cover section, and I'm going to start off the regular cover section with those books because they're all pretty good. They're Josh Swaby covers. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. There's an incentive that Sway did that I'm looking forward to. This is Villalobos. Also, fan of his art. Pretty cool Bane on this one. So we had Blue Beetle. We're getting to Bane this week. If you're into that, this is on Batman 137, which I didn't put it on my reading list. I'm probably going to Start of Gotham War. I just think it's just starting another event so soon. I'm just like, oh man, let me take a breath before we go. Like, we just finished Night Terrors, and now we're going to start a whole nother Batman event. I'm like, geez, maybe we just do a pause for a second. Time out. But it's coming. Gotham War. So Catwoman, Batman, I don't know. We'll see. But still, regardless of all that, pretty awesome Bane cover here. As well as we got this one on Justice Society. Getting a different Wildcat. So pretty cool. You know, these Lobos covers are pretty well done, if you ask me. I like them, so I'm going to see what I can grab out of these. And this is just this week alone. This is 3, and we're getting a number 4 on Shazam. So I forget the character's name. You remember the movie? There's the one brother. I think he wears gray, or is he the green one? I don't know. It's like Power Rangers. They're all colored. I think he's the green one. Yeah, he was the green one. The gray one was the super strength, the little kid. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going down a rabbit hole in my own brain here. But another Lobos cover, pretty awesome. But on this Shazam book, we're also getting this Samney one, which is just kind of fun. I don't know. It's just tiger in a suit, sitting there chilling, drinking with these other tigers. I don't know. Kind of caught my eye. So if it catches yours, go grab it for cover. It's $4.99. So that's all it'll cost you. Sticking with DC and going back to the Chibi Head Poison Ivy, we are getting a couple other Poison Ivy covers. I mean, that whole run has just been, pretty awesome covers. So without even reading what's inside, there's just been really great covers on this Poison Ivy run. I mean, here we got another one. I think this is technically like the C cover. And then Nakayama's given us yet another one. Again, I'm a David Nakayama fan, so anytime I see his covers, I always put them on the list because I like them. So he is giving us another Poison Ivy here. Also, cover price. So this is a regular cover one. But what did they decide to do on the 1 in 50? Slap foil on it? No. They decided to do what some store exclusives have been doing lately and just reframing this art and slightly tweaking it. So let's take this image, let's crop her a little differently, and give you the 1 in 50. I mean, it is technically a different cover, but it's kind of the same art. I don't know. It is what it is. I'll be fine with just the cover price version. But if you're into the 1 in 50, which does look pretty cool, that green really pops in this image here. So I don't know. It's expensive, though. You can see here pre-sales for the 1 in 50, about 60 to 65 bucks so far. Asking prices a little bit higher, asking 85, 100, 130. Once again, you see what the market actually sells and what everybody starts asking for. So let's
go fishing.
You're just going to see what the market will bear. They're going to go check. And you notice most of those have best offers so they can field what the market is willing to pay. Throw a crazy price out there, take offers, and then sell it for the best one. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I'm just probably going to keep my wallet in my pocket in this case. So with that said, let's move on to the next thing. So we have Marvel. Not a ton of Marvel this week that was like, oh man, this is great covers or this, that, and the other. I mean, I thought about it, but there was some more corner boxes with Mark Brooks and things like that. But I don't know. I just don't want to just keep covering the same things over and over again just for that case. I mean, we talked about them before. You can look at them again. But this Fantastic Four cover was pretty cool. It kind of jumped out at me. I'm blanking right now on the artist's name, but it was a newer artist name that I've been checking out their art recently, and I just dig it. I just dig this image. There's something a little bit different in the rendition of the Human Torch here, where I don't know, just how the fire flows. I don't know. I like it. That's all. I don't know. It grabbed me. So for cover price, I might look at it. And this is on top of the fact that there's a really good Alex Ross cover here. Doctor Strange has one too. Once again, I'm not showing you all the covers because then this will be an hour-long show. We run through the whole list. Can't do the whole list. So I'm trying to give you highlights. We're already 40 minutes in, it feels like. And apart from this Fantastic Four, that's all I got in the cover section from Marvel. And I shifted on. This one I almost put in another section because it's Sheena. It's Perillo. I dig it. That weird little monkey, though, is creeping me out. So I was gonna bring back the W2TF section, but then it didn't quite fit there completely because it's like, all right, well, the monkey's not that off-putting, but he is weirding me out because it looks like he's got a toupee, and it also looks like she's holding her hand out like he's gonna take a shit in it. I don't know. There's just something weird about this cover, so maybe I should have put this in the WTF section. But Sheena looks good. And with that said, I'm going to bring back another segment that we've had just last week. I'm going to continue it because we have more additions to it, and that is the interlocking cover lover section. So if you are like me and you like these interlocking, connecting covers, these puzzle covers, etc., whatever you want to call them, we're getting some more options this week. Some continuations, some new ones starting up, etc. But starting us off, we're going to cap off our X-Men run with the Alex Ross homage connecting cover with the final issue on X-Men 26. So I think this is the last part, because I think we got all the other 3 parts already. And then it would give us, the full, Jim Lee callback, but done by Alex Ross. Pretty cool. I think that's the last one. I think we got the other 3 out of the way already, if I'm not mistaken. But if I missed one, I'm sorry. But we'll talk about it when that one comes out. But I think they're all out now that Magneto's there. Also starting, this is just a twofer. This is going to be a 2-cover connecting set. You guys have seen the images because they've been promoting this wedding coming forever. So here we go. X-Men 26. You got Emma Frost there on the cover. And, she's getting married. So here we go. First half of the cover comes out this week. You got to wait a few weeks to get that second bit. And the images I found online didn't line up perfectly, but here we go. September 27th, we will be getting Invincible Iron Man. I forget what number it is. 9? Something like that? Doesn't matter. You got a couple of weeks. We can figure it out by then. But these two will go together to give us the wedding of Tony Stark and Emma Frost. So there you go. 2-cover set if you're into that. Another 2-cover set that we're getting, the first one this week, is on Batman. So once again, we're talking about that Batman 137, starting off this Gotham War. So issue 137, Joe Quesada is giving us the first part right here, and then we will be getting the second part in about 2 weeks, I think, September 19th. We're going to get Catwoman 57, which will link up there with Bats. So another pretty cool connecting cover set. It's easy to obtain, easy to collect. There's only 2 of them, so it's not a big chase for you to go through. But there you go. If you're into it, there are your options. Another one that we are getting starting this week, we're getting 2 parts. Going on over into the world of Star Wars, Dark Droids. So Dark Droids, issue 2, we're getting all these droids. It's like a huge droid lineup here. So Dark Droids, number 2, we're getting this one. And then in addition, this week, we are also getting a variant cover on Star Wars 38, which I guess is the first one for these because of how they connect. So it would be on the left, and then that one's there. And then we're going to get a few more over the subsequent weeks as the Dark Droids storyline continues to play out across all the Star Wars titles. So if you want to see the full image here with the whole ad of the other books, I grabbed this because I figured it easier. You're going to have a whole huge droid lineup with all your favorite droids all in there, coming with D Squad, number 1, Dark Vader 38, Bounty Hunters 38, and then Afra 36 will have all these covers for you. But, yeah, there you go. So if you like connecting covers, start planning now and make sure to look out for the rest of them so you don't miss pieces. That's the worst part, is when you have like a 5-issue or 6-issue cover set and you miss one. And you're like, darn it, which one did I miss? And you got to figure it out, and you got to track it down, and you pay a premium for it. It's a headache. So plan ahead. See if you can get these at a discount if you like them, and build out your set at home. Final section, final segment. Let's wrap this up. Getting into incentives, we will continue with the Dark Droids here. This is the regular cover A, which is also awesome. I don't know. I dig it. It looks like a movie poster. This is a movie I would go see, even though the story's kind of so far. The cover really is selling me. I like this cover, but that's just cover A. I was going to put it in the cover section, but since it connected with interlocking in here, I just kind of placed these so I can tell you a story. I can talk naturally about these books. So we have the cover A, but other variants aside, like, we're going to skip all of them up to the point of the 1 in 50. This is a purple-eyed 3PO. I'm sure my buddy Jedi Johnson is going to want this one because it's a 3PO cover. I know he's not a huge fan of the purple-eyed version of 3PO. Seems kind of silly, but hey, it is what it is. But Dark Droids number 2, 1 in 50. This 3PO cover is doing okay already. Yeah, it's 1 in 50. Yes, one pre-sold for only $25 back in early August. But then the last one sold for a little over, about closer to 65. And then asking prices are a bit steeper for this 1 in 50, starting at 60, it's hitting 73, up to 100. So we'll see where this one kind of shakes out. It is not the highest ratio. I think this is a pretty cool, I think it's an EM Gist cover too, by the way. And I'm also a fan of EM Gist. But there is a 1/100. And it's a virgin version of another droid here. We got the purple popping. Pretty cool. Star Wars 1/100s lately have been tough, and asking prices have been high. So I expect no less out of this one. One pre-sale, early August, $150. Asking prices for this one, you see it, 165, 200, 230. It's just where we've been lately with Star Wars 1/100s. Everybody's got that crazy high price and seeing what they can get.
Let's go fishing.
That's right. We're all just going out there fishing. But I'm not saying you need to pay those prices. Just as always, don't go and get FOMO.
Just take it easy, man.
You know, keep your wallet, keep it close. Think about it before you make a move, and just, think about it before you go spending on everything. Just don't let FOMO get a hold of you too hard. That said, we got a couple more covers. I like some of these DC 1/25s. They are not selling for anything. If you like them, you can usually get them about half ratio or maybe a little bit more, maybe like 15. You get them like 15 to 18 bucks. So if you're into them, you can get them. This is Justice Society of America number 6. Pretty cool Huntress. This covered is Steelworks number 4. I just kind of dig it. It's just with the ironworks, and you got the sparks and the steam and the flames, that kind of thing going. I don't know. I like it. And I mentioned this one again on that FOC look ahead on the tax show a little while ago. Carla Cohen is giving us a Shazam number 3, 1/25. That is pretty nice. I mean, yeah, she does look like she's fallen forward a little bit, but overall, it's a nice looking cover. Copies have sold for, one just sold under ratio, $15. You got to watch for that too. There are certain online sellers that will sell some of these incentives for very cheap prices. And if you can catch them, you catch them early, you grab those copies. But other than that, $40 to $50 have been other sales on this 1/25. And the asking prices currently are more in that $60 to $70 range. So we'll see if that maintains, if that holds. But, it's worth watching. Up next, going over to Marvel with some other 1/25s that, again, seeing copies sell for like $10 to $12. Like this Moon Knight. So Moon Knight number 27, I think is a Salvador Larroca. I dig it. I like it. But, it is what it is. We're getting the end of Moon Knight. Mark Spector is supposedly going to be dying, I think, in the next issue. So I think the print run's going up a little bit on this book as we're planning for that big event. But still, $12 ain't terrible for this cover, I don't think. 1/25 if you're into it. Just think about it. Here's the Josh Sway cover I was thinking ahead on. I don't know. It's kind of fun. I know it's kind of a funny pose for Emma there, but Immortal X-Men, again, I think it's number 15. I like it. Copies have pre-sold here for around $30, so just a little over ratio so far, and the asking prices are right around there. I mean, there's one up for bids. It's already got 10 bids on it with days to go. It's already at $20, and then there's a copy looking for 63. So the right around ratio copies are gone. We'll see where this one goes once again on Wednesday. And my last book to talk about for this week is one that it caught my eye. It was different. The yellow popped. I like it. And that's Scarlet Witch number 8, the 1/25. I just dig this. I don't know. Like, just the yellow really hits. You mix it with the red. You got both of their little mask framework things. And then you got their images of their eyes inside the reflections of their, I forget what they're called. Not a crown, not a tiara. Whatever you call it. You see their eyes and their faces in it. You got Loki and you got Scarlet Witch. You got the yellow, the red. I don't know. I pre-ordered one because I just like this. So I grabbed one right around ratio because to me, I just liked it that much. Yeah, personal preference. Not saying this is going to be worth a ton or any of that. I have no idea how the market's going to react to this, but I will tell you that copies have sold right around $30. So already a little above what I paid and a little above ratio. Some of those pre-sales on eBay. And the asking prices, well, there's one up, again for bids, but days to go. And then $76 for buy it now. So we'll see if that's a fishing price. We'll see if this is a book that actually hits in the aftermarket. I don't know. I just personally liked it. So that's why I ordered one for myself. And with that said, that's all I got for you this week. Like 50 minutes in. Sorry this is getting to be such a long show, but there's a lot of books to go over every week and a lot of books to look forward to every Wednesday. That said, thank you for all the support. Thank you, members. You guys will get this as soon as I can edit this up. And usually you get it a day ahead. Today, you're getting it the same day as everybody else, but just early. Everybody else can watch this tonight at about 8:30 because I want you guys to be able to watch it and go over and check out Bruce Fur's show on his channel. Make sure you check out Kingdom of Nerds and sub up to his channel. We try to support people in our community who, they're helpful. We like them. So spread the love. Go check out his channel. That said, hopefully I see you guys all in Baltimore if you're going. Again, hit me up. Let me know if you're going and come say hello. And just be walking around, just wandering the con like everybody else. And with that all said, we'll have an announcement later in the week, I think. But before we get to that, check out all the stuff we got here on the channel. I'll have a Hidden Gems for you tomorrow. We'll have the tax show looking ahead to Baltimore on Wednesday. I'll try to sneak a dollar bin digging in if I can get it done before heading off to Baltimore for the convention. So we'll see. Could be a weird schedule, some weird days ahead because, again, going to con. So going to be short on time. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you all later. All right, bye.